Hi everybody, welcome back to NU 1900s, the podcast. I am Raven and I am your host, aka your bestie for today's episode. Today we are going to be continuing our topic about mental health. Earlier, we were talking about how mental health is really important, what we are feeling is valid, and how beautiful healing is. With, of course, the professionals, Ma'am Rita and Ma'am Belle. Now, we have a very special guest with us today that will help me continue our topic about mental health. We will be covering a lot of things. We are going to make it as relatable as we can, and this will be like a mini chikahan lang guys with you. And we are going to be covering how social media is affecting our mental health, our friendships, relationships, things that matter to you, to me, to everyone. So, without further ado, drum roll please. Hello, Mr. Dwight. Hi, Mr. Dwight. Do you want to say hi to our viewers?
So I'm Dwight Navarro, the president of NU Peers, and yeah, I think.
NU Peers. What's NU Peers?
So NU Peers, we are advocate for emotional well-being, mental health, and also facilitate a safe space.
Safe space. Where they can reach you and ano?
We can you can reach us out sa social medias namin, and pwede rin sa Outlook kung gusto nyo medyo email type. Yeah. Gusto nyo email type, or pwede rin kayo mag-approach sa kahit ano social media namin. Pwede na rin kami sa TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Yeah.
So you were talking about NU Peers. So this is for the students of NU.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you guys do? Paano yan?
So, as I said, na parang advocate kami for mental health, and parang pinopromote namin yung safe space. So, ginagawa namin siya via peer facilitating, peer training, and also may service kami na emotional first aid. So, sa emotional first aid, tayo kasi pwede tayong tawagin na little counselors, the peer facilitators.
Okay.
Can be called na peer little counselors. So, siya yung para equivalent ng mga guidance counselors natin. Di ba masyado sila, professional sila. Though hindi tayo licensed, or we don't have enough training to be a professional counselor. So, yun yung ginagawa natin as a students. Yeah.
So I hope that you guys know how to reach them na. If ever you need any help, they're there. They are also our co-besties. So, yeah, it's really nice. What you guys are doing is really nice. And this is for the whole campus or para lang sa psychology department?
For the whole campus siya. So, actually, I am an IT student. So, iba't iba rin talaga ang mga courses sa loob ng NU Peers. Meron din tayong mga from, say as like, Eduk, meron din tayong mga medtech for allied health, and meron iba't iba pa talaga.
It's super nice, no, kung paano nag-open na talaga yung conversation about mental health and how everybody is just so transparent about it. Like their emotions, they're slowly opening up, and we're now building a culture where it's everything talaga, everyone can have their safe space. So that's really nice. So since you're an IT student pala, akala ko psychology student. That's so interesting. And yet you're the president of NU Peers.
Actually, I am the first IT na president of NU Peers talaga. So hindi siya aligned sa program ko, pero I'm taking this as a challenge talaga. Kasi wala akong masyadong alam compared to sa mga psych students na peers. So yeah, parang kailangan ko talaga mag-extend pa, learn more, and siguro kilalanin pa talaga kung ano talagang purpose ng peers.
Ang galing, no? But that just says a lot on how everyone can be part of this movement. Everyone can be an advocate. Let's talk about social media. You're in IT. Yeah. What do you think is really, how big is the role of social media? Because we all know social media plays a role. But how big is it in our mental well-being? Paano ba siya?
So, yung social media, parang avenue natin siya to communicate with others, diba? Meron tayong pwede natin kausapin yung mga friends natin or relatives, siguro sa iba't ibang place. Doon tayo pwedeng makahagilap ng informations, news, pero we should still be careful kasi rentas na talaga yung fake news. So, in terms of mental health, goods siya kasi may makita tayo, may na-inspire tayo eh. Makikita natin yung mga mutuals natin na napag-travel na, nakagraduate, or parang siguro may goal na talaga sa buhay na na-achieve. Though ang cons naman nun is parang paminsan naiinggit tayo. Naiinggit in a way na parang bakit siya ganito na yung na-achieve. Ako, Alito pa lang din, hindi pa graduate, and siya bakit nagdi-deal-sister siya? Though same block naman kami, pero bakit yung friend ko na yun or classmate ko na yun, mas angat na siya sa akin. So yun yung parang negative effect talaga ng social media sa atin eh. Then, overstimulation din I guess.
Yeah.
Continuous scrolling, then parang mapapagod talaga tayo eh.
At di natin na-realize yun. Di natin na-realize yun na parang 6 hours na pala tayo nag-scroll, di ba? Even on TikTok.
Yes, parang may statistics nga na parang dapat hindi talaga dapat tayo spend na really few hours sa pag-scroll ng social.
How many hours yung mo sa'yo? Mine, actually, I was so surprised. Last week, nag-improve talaga siya. Pero I was so surprised kasi a month prior, a camp that I went to sa church, my screen time was 12 hours.
Wow.
12 hours. And hindi ko yun napansin.
Yeah.
Kasi akala ko, I was just living a normal life. So, 12 hours. So, what was I doing sa 12 hours na yun? I mean, sure, there's online classes. Pero ilang oras lang naman yun eh. Anong ginagawa ko sa ilang... And to think na parang mas matagal pa yung screen time ko kesa yung hours na tulog ako. Wow, ikaw?
Siguro, di ko pa siya na-check.
Hindi ko pa siya check.
Pero I believe siguro mo sa 8 hours.
8 hours.
Siguro minimum na yun siguro. Included na doon yung Teams. Syempre for classes.
Yeah.
Outlook din. Syempre din sa org. Kailangan natin ng mga Google Docs. Though hindi naman talaga siya sa social media lang. Pero mas marami kasi tayong na-spend na time doon.
That's true.
Kahit sa free time natin wala tayong ibang magagawa kundi mag-scroll. Kung iba tayong task.
Akala natin nagpapalipas lang tayo ng oras, di ba? Pero ang tagal na talaga kasi I was so shocked when I saw the 12 hours kasi nakaraan nung walang online, face-to-face, nakita ko for 4 hours na lang. Thank God. God save me. Pero nakaraan, 12 hours, I was so surprised. Parang naging wake-up call ko talaga kasi sa iPhone, may notification na lumalabas sa taas ng screen time mo. And the thing is, feeling ko nag-binge watch lang naman ako sa Netflix or pero gano'n nakatagal. So imagine mo, 12 hours ako hindi masyado nagkikipag-usap sa mga tao. At phone lang.
Yes.
So that's crazy. Really crazy.
Siguro, ang ko din kasi doon, nabasa ko, parang dapat natin mag-detox tayo saglit for social media. Since hindi nga lahat ng information is parang good sa atin. So, kailangan natin mag-separate away saglit. Talk to real people. Personally, physically, syempre, may may effect talaga yung pag nagkikita kayo ng face-to-face. Compared to via online lang, via chat. Syempre kasi pag nakipag-chat tayo, may filter yan. Parang bago natin isend, syempre binabasa muna natin, then parang nag-iisipan pa natin. Minsan nga, nag-grammar check pa tayo just to parang mag-send before. So, ang nangyayari, parang hindi talaga tayo yung kausap ng tao na yan. So, medyo dapat unfiltered tayo pag nag-uusap. So, yun yung medyo isang cons nung pag-stay ng matagal talaga sa social media.
That's so true. Lalo na pag di mo close. Pag di mo close, ang tagal ng check na mga ganun. Kaya ang tagal typing. Tapos nervous ka pa kasi ano kaya reply nila dito? Iisipin mo na agad yung reply nila. Kaya minsan pa nagsend tayo ng message, agad, D&D agad. Agad yung phone.
Minsan nga, di ba may feature yung iPhone na long press?
Oo.
So, parang mas magpapatagal pa talaga yung conversation.
Totoo.
Diba?
Meron na nga bagong feature sa Messenger na parang i-off mo yung read receipts.
Yes.
So, hindi mo na talaga alam, are you having a conversation with someone? So really technology is so fast. We're now living in a very modern world and parang it seems like real-time communication is such a struggle. It's not even a challenge anymore kasi parang lagi tayo natatalo sa challenge ito. So parang naging struggle na talaga siya, no? And even in making friends, it has affected us na even in real time sa school, lalo na yung mga freshmen siguro ngayon. I'm not sure pero feeling ko ngayon baka mas naging mahirap na sa bagong generation makipag-make ng friends kasi I have a little pamangkin. He's in grade 9. Little's grade 9. Pero yun yung nag-iisa sa mga struggles niya rin. Ikaw, what do you think is do you think merong connection yung social media sa na nakikihirapan na tayo ngayon mag-build ng human connection? Or is it just something na parang trait lang talaga natin na baka mahihain lang talaga tayo?
For me naman, may maganda effect pa rin yung social media Kasi nakikita, parang updated tayo kung ano yung nangyari sa friends natin or family kahit malayo sila. So, kunwari, parang na-miss na natin sila and di na parang tulad ng dati na kailangan natin mag-send ng letter para makausap sila. Parang hitahin mo pa bumalik yung letter then may response sila. Ngayon hindi. In just one click, makapag-ano na kayo mapag-usap na kayo. Then, siguro doon kayo mag-form ng bond.
Pero feeling ko, dun din yung disadvantage, no? Na parang it's so easy na to reach people online. Di ba uso yung online friends? Parang lalo na uso ng pandemic pag may online friends ka, parang feeling mo, di mo na kailangan ng ibang friends sa labas. So, pag kailangan mo ng friends, like for example, going to school na, or for example, college freshman, parang ang hirap na kasi parang iisipin mo, parang nag-overthink ka na parang baka hindi talaga ako fit sa circle na to or baka hindi talaga ako for this place. Well, na parang in reality, you were meant to be in that place. It's just that you no longer know how to communicate with people properly or to connect with them because we're so used to having things or doing things online, like Facebook groups. And although it has, AI naman talaga or even yung mga technology kaya tumataas, it's made for our convenience para mas maging madali yung buhay natin. Pero napansin ko na parang medyo nagkaroon din siya ng negative toll because of us misusing it maybe.
Yeah.
No? Pero okay, let's go naman sa friends and the role of friends sa mental health natin. Can you tell us about friends? I know marami kang stories about friends.
Yeah.
Okay, isa-isahin natin yung mga friends. What kind of friends?
Haba lang.
Okay, sige. Iyan lang natin sila. Parang different types of friends. Ano yung pinaka-friend na kailangan mo?
So, hindi ko siya ma-explain talaga kung anong type of friend siya. Pero, pwede ko siyang sabihin na hindi rin pala siya one call away. So, parang siya lang yung nakakausap ko whenever na hindi talaga ako okay. Since classmate ko siya since grade 2. Then, ngayon lang kami nag-split nung college na magkaiba na kaming programs. Then, iba na din yung schools namin. So, since magkapit bahay kami, nakakausap ko pa rin siya. Usually, siya pa rin yung kambanding ko.
That's so nice.
So, whenever na hindi talaga ako okay, pupunta lang kami dun sa may bridge sa amin. Then, parang may spot kami dun where we drink coffee lang. Then,
That's so nice.
2 hours talking, kunwari, problema or future.
And sometimes that's all we need. One friend. That's all we need, one friend. Lalo na if, for example, one is an introvert, all you need is one good friend, diba? Pero, going back to what I said earlier, na parang, minsan, iniisip natin we're not fit sa isang certain place kasi hindi tayo sanay mag-connect sa mga tao. Pero the question is, how do you really know when you're in the right circle of friends? And how do you know when you're in the toxic circle of friends na parang hindi na siya okay sa mental health mo? Parang hindi mo na nagugustuhan yung sarili mo.
For me, masabi mo na sa circle, magandang circle of friends ka na. Pag hindi ka na nagkukunwari, hindi mo na filter na sarili mo, kasama ko sila, I need to be like this person.
That's true.
Kailangan kong mas magandahan yung forma ko. Kailangan kong mag-ipon na mas marami kasi mas magastos sila.
Pag aesthetic, diba? Kailangan aesthetic.
Minsan pupunta pa sila sa BGC, though hindi naman talaga yun yung parang type ko.
Or minsan, diba, parang, since mga students pa lang tayo, minsan parang, may mga mayaman talaga tayong mga kaklase na parang kung saan-saan pupunta and of course you want to fit in so parang sasama ka, gusto mo sumama sa kanila when in the back of your head parang hindi mo naman talaga afford kasi wala siya sa weekly. So, I feel like that's something that we all go through na parang alam mo yon, just to fit sa circle nila we try to be someone we're not even if we struggle.
Hindi lang siya actually financially yung parang kung paano rin siya may pag-communicate sa iba. Habang nandyan ka kasi taga na naman uso ang backstabbing. Diba? So, kailangan natin alamin kung sino yung true friends talaga natin .
Yeah.
Siguro nakilala ko lang true friends ko kasi tagal ko na silang kasama. Though, hindi kami very close nung pandemic. Pero yung after pandemic, doon talaga kasi yung naging really close. Kasi parang, syempre, namiss namin yung isa't isa. So, we have to create bond talaga na mas maraming time na face-to-face. So, in terms of mental health, kung isipin mo kung ano talaga yung tamang circle of friends, siguro isip mo, dapat ko sa ka nag-grow.
Totoo, basta ka nag-grow. Pero, have you ever experienced na may nang backstab sa'yo? And, how bad was it sa mental health mo? Kasi ako personally, dati, parang I cared too much about what other people think, but as I grew up, parang, I don't care na, parang, sige, say what you wanna say. Pero, iba-iba naman kasi tayo eh. And, maybe it wasn't really able to affect me that much, pero sa ibang tao, sobrang bad. Ikaw, how bad was it? The betrayal? The betray! Ang lalim.
Diba? So,
How bad was it?
in my experience naman kasi, kinutreat ko siya as someone na very close to me. Then parang andun yung care, then andun din yung closeness. Di naman really closeness, pero kilala siya ng parents ko. Then, ang nangyari lang, may isang mistake, minor mistake lang ako nagawa. Then, pinagkalat niya na mas malala sa ibang friends namin. So, yung image ko nasira. So, iba talaga yung kwento. Iba yung kwento.
Tapos nasaktan ka talaga emotionally.
Yes.
Nagkaroon ka ba ng trust issues?
Malala talaga ang trust
Talaga.
issues ko.
Did it affect you connecting with other people after that?
Meron yung parang very nag-hesitate na talaga ako kumilala ng bagong tao.
Oh no.
Kasi parang, siya kilala ko na siya matagal na. So, paano pa yung mga bagong
How many years kayo naging friends?
I think 5.
Tagal.
Yeah. Then biglang may ganun lang. Though siguro I took it na very personal kasi hindi ko talaga siya in-expect.
Very valid.
Hindi ko talaga siya in-expect. Pero ganun ko siya na-take siguro hindi ko maisip na it's a me problem. Pero yun yung nangyari. Hindi ko na talaga siya ma-take na hindi ko siya ma-validate sa sa point niya. Ganun yung nangyari sa akin. So, ginawa ko. Kinut off ko na lang. Kahit may pinagsamahan kami or what. Yun yung nangyari.
Pero yung pag-cut off na yun, it was able to give you peace.
Yes.
After
So
that.
much peace. Kasi
So much peace.
hindi
And that's how you know
Yeah.
na hindi yun yung tamang friend for
Right.
you.
Yes.
Kasi pag tama yung friend mo for you, you like yourself. Di ba kata, I like me better when I'm with you.
Wow.
It also applies to friendship. If you like yourself when you're with them, kasi it's a sign that you're growing. It's a sign that you're slowly adapting to values na is very likable. You like yourself. And yeah, ako rin, same tayo. That's my sign na you're in a good friendship. And that friendship is worth investing. Also, kapag yung mga friends na hindi tinatolerate yung mga bad behaviors mo. Because I feel like medyo sketchy kapag lahat ng gagawin mo, they're like, oh, okay. I mean, sure, okay siya siguro emotionally na parang may nagbabalidate sa'yo. Pero in the long run, it's not good.
Kaso boy din, alam naman natin mas makulit yung boys. So parang may times talaga kami na mali talaga yung ginagawa. Pero with the same boys, parang natotolerate. Pero since parehas tayo ng vibes, hindi talaga natin naisip, mali na pala yung ginagawa na tong tao.
Right.
So hindi natin maisip kung nag-grow tayo or nag-enjoy lang tayo sa circle of friends na yun. Yun yung parang kailangan natin isipin talaga.
Right. And di ba you're the president sa org?
Yeah.
So have you talked to a student na? Or I'm assuming na you did na, no? What are the common problems or issues na they would talk about?
Yung pressure sa ACADS.
Pressure sa academics.
Yes. Kasi hindi nila in-expect na ganun kalala yung mangyayari sa college. Ang inisip lang nila is parang basic lang to. So, ginusto ko to. So, I think mas makukuha ko to kasi willing ako gawin to. Pero hindi yun yung in-expect nila. Hindi yun yung nakita nila. Mas mahirap yun nakita nila. And parang yun yung nire-rant nila na bakit ganito kahirap yung college. Na parang
That's true.
may nagsasabi pa na hindi naman lahat na natutunan sa college is ma-apply mo sa real job mo. So, mas napapadalas yung overthink nila na parang bakit sila nag-effort palalo kung hindi naman to lahat magagamit sa real job. Kaya parang nawawalan sila ng motivation.
Pero alam mo, feeling ko just going back rin. Kasi I think, hindi lang naman sila. I think tayong dalawa din, no? We go through that. Especially kapag finals week. Kapag midterms. Parang lahat na pa nagsisihin. Ganon, di ba? Parang lahat na pa nagka-cramming ka, mga papers. I think we all talaga go through that. Tapos, minsan parang may mga prof ka na mamimit are very strict. Na parang challenge ka talaga. And sa mga time na yun, hindi mo pa ma-realize na challenge ka, so medyo maiinis ka pa. Pero in the long run pala, you'll realize, or kapag nagtrabaho ka na, thank God may mga ganong prof. Kasi mas malala yung mga bosses in the future eh. And kasi ako, I also work, as a model then. And I also work with people in the industry. And I realized na parang may naging teacher ako nung high school na parang sobrang cruel niya. Tapos, grabing thank you ko sa kanya ngayong college and even after, even outside college. Kasi, grabe, mas naging strong ako sa pag-take ng mga ganong So, yun.
No, in my experience naman kasi, iba ang pagkakilala ko sa IT. Nag-pursue ako na IT because ito yung medyo technical explanation na. Ginusto ko yung IT kasi gusto ko yung nag-aayos ng mga computers, but not really yung parang nasa computer repair shop. Pero inaaral ko yung parts or kahit anong technical na mga issues na pwedeng bigyan ng solutions doon. Though, sa inyo kasi, ang nakuha ko is mobile and web application specialization. Hindi yun yung in-expect ko na makakuha ko sa IT. So, I was really challenged talaga kung ano yung mangyayari sa akin. Kasi, hindi siya yung na-envision ko, hindi siya yung path na gusto kong tahakin. So, ang nangyayari is parang medyo hindi talaga ako satisfied sa ginagawa ko. Nawalan ako ng motivation na mag-aral. Pero, ang sinabi ko, andito na ako and parang fourth year na ako. Ba't ko masaya?
First na.
Diba? So, instead of parang ubaba ko pa yung sarili ko, why not push na lang natin. Saglit na lang naman eh. Alis parang gusto natin mag-suffer yung parents natin na sayang to. Tapos mag-shift ka lang ulit to another degree. So, ang important naman dun is kailangan natin talaga hanapin kung saan tayo masaya. Hindi pwede yung mag-effort tayo sa isang bagay na hindi naman talaga tayo willing gawin. Kunwari yung nangyari sa akin, really, ang totoo niyan, ang gusto ko talaga kunin is music production. Though, hindi siya practical, pero nandun kasi yung passion and enjoyment ko. Parang, kahit stressed ako dun, willing ako tanggapin yun compared to being an IT. Pero, for practical reasons only, kinuha ko yung IT kasi induman siya and may hilig talaga ako sa medyo computer world. So, yun yung ang gusto ko lang i-point na hanapin lang natin yung kung ano napapasaya sa atin. Then, yun, parang make sure natin na hindi tayo na-lost track sa kung ng bagay na gawin nato.
That's so nice to hear. Very relatable din na parang sometimes we choose something na hindi naman talaga natin passion. And although yung iba naman na parang nagsishift sila and everything, I honestly find them courageous naman. I applaud them for doing that. Kasi for sure naisip na rin nila yung mga ganyan. Pero they still had the courage to pursue what their heart really wants. And that's something to also be proud of. Na parang, wow, that's really nice. And at the same time, with you naman, it's also something, every decision naman talaga is something to be proud of. Lalo na if you chose that for yourself. So with you naman, I'm also very proud of you that you stayed, na you stayed. Even though, kasi, it's hard to love something that you're not passionate at. It's hard to study, lalo na if hindi ganun kagaganda yung grades mo. Tapos, hindi perfect. Tapos, alam mo yun, parang mapapaisip ka, ano ba to? Para sa akin ba talaga to? Pero, just choose whatever you think is right for you. As long as the choice is yours, was yours to make, then, you'd be proud of yourself too.
Tsaka kasi, hindi naman iba yung magde-decide sa path mo. Ang magde-decide yan is ikaw talaga kasi ikaw mabubuhay sa sarili mo. So, hindi naman pwedeng may choice yung magulang mo, though may evidence na sila na magiging successful to sa isang career. Pero hindi pwedeng ipilit na dapat na dito yung isang child nila. Dapat na i-force nila sa isang career na hindi talaga gusto ng child. Kasi hindi naman sila yung magsasuffer mentally once hindi magustuhan ng child yung yung tinatahak niya na path. Yeah.
But in the future, if you were to have a child, would you like that child to pursue his passion or to be practical like you?
Siguro sa passion talaga. Kasi,
wait, tissue nga. Charot. Okay, go.
Sa passion talaga siguro kasi. Though no one forced me to be an IT. to be an IT student. It was my choice. Hindi ko lang talaga siya na-envision kung ano yung nakita ko before. Pero if magkakaroon man ako ng anak do, alam ko ayaw ko. If ever man lang or ibibigay ko ng konting advice sa iba, siguro piliin nila yung yung gusto talaga nila, kung saan sila masaya.
Would it be okay if I ask you kung bakit ayaw mo? It's okay not to answer.
Yeah.
We can proceed to the next question. Would it be okay? Or
Na,
to ask kung
yes,
bakit
yes,
ayaw mo mag-anak in the future? Does it have to something to do with emotional trauma? Trauma? With emotional, with emotional stories.
Sa perspective ko, hindi ako nagkaroon ng trauma, pero nasasayangan lang ako sa mga efforts na ginagawa ko kasi hindi talaga ito yung gusto ko. So, if magkakaroon ako ng anak, siguro pipilitin ko lang siya kung saan siya masaya. Though, it may be hard for me, pero kasi as a parent, responsibility ko na dapat masaya yan ako. So, hindi ko dapat siya pinipilit ko ano yung tingin ko magiging successful siya. Kung hindi naman talaga siya willing gawin yan. So, ayun siguro.
That's really nice. Thank you so much for that. Yes. Thank you. You did you're doing amazing. You did amazing and you're doing amazing. Do you have any something to say to the viewers na who also wants to reach to your org?
Yeah, so if ever naman na mental health advocate kayo or looking for circle of friends or safe space, nandito yung National University peer facilitators to welcome you. So, hindi kami talaga nag-filter dapat maghanda yung grades mo or dapat wala kang bagsak or what. Welcome na welcome lahat sa NU peers. Pinopromote namin dito yung safe space kasi madalas sa mga college students, wala ibang ginagawa kundi yung puro aral lang. Though wala na silang parang social time, may pag-interact sa ibang tao kasi more focus talaga nila is sa academics talaga eh. So, NU peers is here para, andito yung peers para i-welcome kayo with full heart na actually, a little background lang talaga. Hindi ko talaga ginusto mag-org. Pero, ang nangyari is yung girlfriend ko, BS org kasi siya, she graduated na. Ang nangyari parang, sinasabi ko, but after class, wala akong ginagawa. Siya parang busy siya sa org niya. So, ako, ang ginawa ko, naghanap ako ng org na tingin ko relevant and magugustuhan ko in the future. So, meron akong classmate, Hayate Kat. So, siya yung nag-introduce sa akin ng peers. Then, parang siya yung in-approach ko sa kung paano pumasok sa peers talaga. And ano yung purpose ng peers. So, yun nga, natutunan ko na mental health, advocate. So, ang ginawa ko, nag-apply lang ako. Then, luckily, nag-active lang ako. Naging assistant creative director ako last year. Then, ngayon, tingin ko, ito yung parang give back ko eh. Sa mga benefits na or kung ano man nakuha ko sa peers. Ito yung way of giving back ko kasi laking tulong talaga sa akin ng peers. Hindi to parang promotional or what.
Pwede rin, promotional sila.
Just kidding. I'm just saying na hindi ko to sinasabi para i-promote, pero gusto kong sabihin to na
it's your story.
It's my story. Kung ano talaga nangyari sa akin sa loob ng peers. So, ayun, nawalan ako ng circle of friends sa sa college program ko kasi naging ereg ako and parang iba na talaga yung growth na hinahanap ko. So, peers was there. Andyan yung mga naging friends ko na hindi ko in-expect na makakalubilo ko ng ganito. Then yun, hindi ko in-expect na makapag-open na pa ako sa taong hindi ko talaga kilala. Pero, dyan sila more on time talaga na pupunta-punta lang ako talaga sa guidance services office. Doon yung office ng peers. So, pupunta-punta lang ako doon. Then, doon ko na sila naging ka-close. Iba't ibang stories na nangyayari doon sa loob ng peers. Pero, ang maganda doon, nag-unite kami to be an advocate for mental health and to serve people talaga.
Very beautiful. Kaya guys, sa mga gusto mag-join ng NU Peers, you'll have an org, an emotional support friends, all in one. Lalo na sa mga freshmen. Kung alam ko lang, dapat sumali ako ng freshman. Parang kasi when you're a freshman, you have to adjust. And I feel like this is a perfect work for that.
Yeah.
Pero, okay, last question. If you were to give an advice to the freshman, Dwight, what would you tell him? Yung, like, freshman pa lang siya, what would you tell him?
Find your perfect circle of friends talaga. Babalik at babalik pa rin tayo doon. Kasi, yung friends na yun, tutulungan ka mag-grow eh. Nag-regret ko lang is hindi ko nahanap yung tamang circle of friends ko and pumunta ko dun sa medyo mabisyo na friends. Parang, not really illegal Parang, kunwari, instead of studying, tapos uuwi, ginagawa lang billiards and go to mall and parang mag-roam around lang. Instead na parang pag-aaral talaga sa bahay then parang gawa tayo project. Anong nangyari kasi parang since natatamad yung tinatamad yung isa pumasok. So, kami rin yun kami pumasok.
So,
Diba?
parang
May
yung
approach.
saying na, yung parang saying na you are what your friends are.
Totoo yan. So, for the freshman talaga, madalas din hindi talaga yun yung first circle of friends. Hindi yan.
That's so true.
Hindi yan yung makikita mong circle of friends. Kasi, magkakaroon kayo ng problema. Though normal yan, magkakaroon ng problema, pero hanapin nila siguro yung friends na alam nila makapag-grow sila. That's it.
That's so nice. So you're actually in a very fun podcast. So because we have a game right now that we are going to play. So basically, we have a fishbowl here. And may pera to sa loob siya.
Wow.
Joke lang, joke.
Sige, kunin ko lahat.
So basically, dito raffles, pero bubunot ka ng isang paper, tapos, these are Gen Z slang words. And you have to guess kung ano yung word na yon and use it in a sentence. So for example, ang makuha ko ay, delulu. So gagamitin ko siya ng word in a sentence, like sabihin ko na, delulu ako sa crush.
Okay, gets.
Okay, so let's get this game started. Okay? You choose. Parang rackles.
Diba? Slay. To do something exceptionally well or to look incredible.
Oh, okay. So, meron na siyang,
Yeah.
meron na siyang
Definition.
definition. Okay, so you're just gonna use it in a sentence. Go. Slay, girl.
Grabe na for slay ka dun, girl.
Yeah, nice. You actually did a good job. Yeah, slay.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Tatlo to, guys. Tatlong words.
Sige. For the second one. Oh. IYKYK. So, an acronym for if you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
So, use for an inside joke or a special experience.
Yung letters, ha?
Oh, no. If you know, you know. Siguro pag... mahirap na to
If you know, you know.
Ano ba yun? If you know, you know. Siguro Diyan na naman yung prof na mataray. If you know, you know. Is that good?
It is good.
Okay.
Hindi ko lang alam kung tatawa ba ako na super makamay ako.
Medyo related kasi, di ba?
Oo, sige, go. One last word. You actually did good. Hindi ko alam kung tatawa ba ako sa ano na yun.
Kasi may pinapatawa yung prof eh.
Pero mahal ko po lahat ng profs ko. I love you guys so much. So, huwag nyo idamay grades ko, ha?
Sige, for the last word. Main character.
Ay, ito. Alam ko.
Feeling ko dapat tayo
Pa-main character. Lagyan mo ng pa-main character.
Main character.
Go. Pa-main character.
Be, ako dapat dyan sa part na yan. Bakit ikaw kumuha? Pa-main character ka naman.
Slade.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dwight.
Yay.
Thank you so much, Dwight, for that. Thank you. This was a very insightful and super nice kwentuhan. Nag-enjoy talaga ako. Sana nag-enjoy.
Yeah,
And I'm sure nag-enjoy din yung mga viewers natin who's watching. So you guys, if you are a freshman, upcoming, if you're a bulldog already, or just someone who's trying to figure out life as a college student, having a good circle of friends is really important, no? Knowing who your friends are, because yeah, just bouncing off to what we said, you are what your friends are usually, though not all the time, pero it's important to know kung nasang circle ka and kung tama ba yung friend na para sa'yo, kasi that greatly affects your mental health. And sa college, when you are faced with challenges in academics, you're gonna need a support system that's pure, that's true, and who's gonna celebrate your victories and who will be with you in your downtime also. So that's really beautiful. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoy, and thank you so much, Ride, for me here in the podcast. We are so grateful to have you here. Again, thank you so much for tuning in this episode. I hope you learned a lot, because I did with our guest earlier. And yeah, I hope to see you in our next episode.